$1,169 trading ES futures this morning, and in this video I'm going to show you the exact trade I took, and I'm going to show you the strategy that I'm using so that you can take trades like this as well. So first things first, let's look at the money I made. Boom, get that out of the way. $4,169, and I was in that trade for 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Now let's talk about the trade. So here is the trade that I decided to take today. This was a break and retest trade. I caught 12.5 points, and I got a risk reward of 1 to 3.85. So technically 1 to 4 if you want to round that up, meaning I was risking about $1,000 to make back $4,000. I was risking a little bit over $1,000, but just to have the math simple in your head, think I was risking $1,000 to make back $4,000, so 1 to 4 or a 4x multiple. So why did I take this trade? This is a break and retest trade. What do I do and how do I get these levels? So start from the very beginning, let's talk about the levels. First thing I'm doing is I'm marking out my highs, lows of New York session, Asia session, and London session. And this is important. I am only marking out untested highs and lows. If the level has been tested, which just means touched, I am not marking out that level. Untested levels are very strong because what that means is that there's a lot of shorts that are sitting around this level. There's a lot of people who bought around this level, and when price touches this level, the first time it hits this level, it's going to have the biggest reaction, right? The second time it hits the level might have a decent sized reaction, but the first time the price hits an untested level is what we are focused on. So, marked out my New York high from Friday. I also marked out my London low from today, and then I marked out the New York Open, which is the first 15-minute candle at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there, like so. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go down into the 1 minute to show you guys exactly how I executed on this setup. So, right when the market opened, right here, or a little bit before the market opened, I saw that we had a lot of buying pressure coming in. So I had in my mind at 9:30 that, okay, we've already broken out to the upside. So part of this break and retest move has already been completed. The break has already been completed. So now all we're doing is we're sitting down and we're looking to see if we can get a retest. And the one thing that I told the chat was that I was very focused on seeing if we could get a 1 minute candle closure over this midpoint. So basically what that means is I told them not to enter right there, right? Because I wanted to wait for a little bit more confirmation, but to see if we can come down, tap this midpoint, and if we can hold above this midpoint, then the setup is valid. So I told everybody that if we can come down to this midpoint and hold above it on the 1 minute, I'm in, and that's exactly what I did. I entered right there. I had my stop right here, and I cut about 12.5 points. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. And the one thing that was really, really cool to see today was that pretty much every single coaching client of mine caught this trade. And it's just so cool because this is a textbook break and retest setup. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, you need to join my coaching program. I don't care, guys. I don't care. What I do care about is that you understand that this strategy fucking works. And it doesn't just work for me, it works for other people. So don't think that I'm some special genius that this strategy only works for me. It doesn't. It doesn't. It works for anybody that can sit down and learn a strategy for, a few months or a few weeks even in some cases. Takes everybody a different amount of time, but I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit more about what I look for when I'm trading. So there's a few things that you have to keep in mind when you're trading my setup. The first thing that you have to keep in mind is my trading plan. My trading plan is very, very simple. I trade from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. After 11:30 a.m., I am not looking for trades. I might still be in a trade. If I'm still in a trade, then I'll exit or do that, but I am not entering any trades after 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why do I do this? Very simple, decision fatigue. When you guys are sitting in front of your charts, especially if you're a beginner, when you're sitting in front of your charts all day long, your brain is tired, right? Your brain cannot make decisions after decisions after decisions without the quality of those decisions going down significantly, right? Because think about it like this. If I were to drive for, an hour, I'd probably be good. If I were to drive for 8 hours without any breaks, without any caffeine, without any stopping, I would probably crash, right? I would probably crash because my brain has made so many little micro decisions that by the time it's making, the 11,000th micro decision of the day or the 10,000th, it's going to be a really bad decision. So the same exact thing is true with trading. The other thing that this does is this gives me discipline. And discipline does not always have to mean that you're doing some crazy David Goggins, run a 5K marathon at 2 a.m. No. Discipline to me just means that you are doing the same thing every day. And you're doing things that you may not want to do, but you're doing them as if you want to do them, right? So that's my definition of discipline. And me personally, sometimes I want to enter a trade at 2 p.m., right? Or at 1 p.m. But I don't, because I follow my trading plan. And the third thing that this helps with, and trust me guys, you might not think this is important, but I promise you that this is so important, is you as a trader, your job is very simple. People overcomplicate it. Your job is to find something on the charts that repeats itself frequently enough that you can find this and you can make money, right? That's it. So for me, I found that this break and retest happens pretty damn frequently, right? So I'm able to take this and make money with it. If this didn't happen frequently, you guys would not be here watching me. Nobody would follow me, right? I would not be popular. My strategy would not work. But it does work, and it works very consistently. So you're able to follow me, you're able to watch me, you're able to see exactly how this works. And the reason that I make that point about something repeating itself is because this break and retest setup always happens. Not always happens, like doesn't happen every day, but when it does happen, it always happens between the hours of 9 and 11, right? That's when I take the setup. So I know that if I don't see my break and retest setup, or if I don't see my setup in those hours between 9 and 11, I am not taking any trades. And you guys do not do that. Most of you guys watching this video, you don't do that at all. You do not have a clear plan in place. And I know that you don't, because I was the exact same way when I was in your guys' shoes. And the reason you don't have a plan in place is because having a plan, and especially when you tell yourself that you're only going to trade from 9 to 11, it almost makes you feel like you're not going to earn as much money, right? And it has this negative connotation of like, oh, I'm not working as much. This is not a 9 to 5 job. We are making money from the computer. We're making money from lines moving up and down, from markets, from decisions, right? We're not making money from Billy the boss going ahead and saying, hey, here's your $12 an hour. So what that means is that we are paid by the quality of our decisions, not by the amount of time we spend on the computer. So we have to do everything in our power to make sure that we're having the best possible decisions. And if you're not doing that, you're screwed. So one of the things that you can do, which is in your control, is you can have a very clear trading plan in place. Very, very clear trading plan. And I never deviate from this. I've taken one trade in the last year that has been outside of these hours. And the only reason I did it was because it was a sentiment-based trade. I was trading based on news, based on not technical things. I thought that something was going to go on with oil and with gold, and I was right, and I made money. But that's the only time I've ever done that. And just to stress this to you guys enough, every single month, when you look, I'll show you guys at the end of the month, but when you look at my Tradeovate P&L, my results for my broker, you can see that between the hours, because it tracks like in 30-minute increments what hours you've made the most money. I usually make like $60,000 to $80,000 in between the hours of 9 and 10, right? Like that 1 hour span usually makes me pretty much all the money, and then maybe there's like 10,000 or 20,000 at like 10:30. But it's very, very consistent. So that was the trade that I took today. Real quick, I'm gonna show you guys some of the other people who took this trade, just so you guys can see that this strategy is 100% something that you guys can do. A lot of these people are relatively new to trading, or when they joined the coaching program, they were struggling traders, but the one thing that they all had in common is when they joined, they had no idea what they were doing. They either were complete beginners or they were doing the wrong shit. So now they're doing the right shit, and this is what it looks like. So Killa Kitty caught that exact same trade as me. You guys can see they're literally taking the exact trades that I am taking. I was in that trade for 3 minutes. He was in that trade for 3 minutes. He made $1,200. The only reason that we make different amounts of money is because we're all putting different amounts of money into the trade. So I put in $1,000 into the trade. This guy, let me do some quick math. He put in about $350. This guy put in $150, but we're all taking the same exact trades. We're just using different amounts of money. AJ made some money today as well. AJ's absolutely crushing it. AJ actually just bought a brand new car, so if you're watching this, shout out AJ. I got a beautiful Range Rover. Break and retest to the upside, $200. Boom. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Clean break and retest to the upside, boom. Like, guys, I cannot possibly fake this, right? Like, you can come in the Discord if you want. This is completely free. You can come in, you can join the Discord, you can see this. It's all here for you guys. I cannot possibly fake this. The reason that I'm showing you this is not so you join my coaching program. It's so that you understand that this strategy works. Right? This strategy works. And when you're in your journey, when you're on your journey as a struggling trader, you can feel like sometimes nothing fucking works. So all I'm doing is I'm showing you, hey guys, this strategy works for me and it works for other people. So if you want to use it, feel free to use it. And I want you guys to have the confidence that it does work. That's why I'm showing you all these profits, not only of me, but of other people. My man Benny caught that exact same trade. How much did he make? $359 off of that. Kyle caught that. Kyle made $825. Boom. Good job, Kyle. JQ Sports caught that break and retest as well. Like every single person in my coaching program caught the damn trade. I love seeing that. Noodles caught that trade for $300. Boom. Graliva, $970. This break and retest never gets old. It doesn't, guys. It's consistent. Like when I tell you guys this strategy is consistent, it is. Zant caught that. Zach caught that break and retest as well. Sergio. This is awesome. This guy isn't even in the community. So you can tell because his name's not gold, but he's just a guy who watches my YouTube videos and he's making money. So this is awesome to see. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one and have your trades reviewed every single day, get on calls with me, literally learn my strategy like the back of your hand. Like if you want to just take this thing seriously and get to $10,000 a month as a trader, start getting payouts, start making money, and just stop fucking around, and you want to work with me one-on-one, work with my team of coaches, and just help us get you from wherever you're at right now to making money consistently, just like the people you just saw, then click the link in the description of this video. Let's talk on a call. It's not like a buy now course kind of thing. It's just something where we're going to see if you're a good fit. We're going to see if it's going to be a good fit. And if you are, we'll work together. If not, we won't. So there's no buy now button. There's a book a call button. If you want to book a call, hop on a call. We'll chop it up. And if you're a good fit, let's make some money. If not, no worries. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wanted to give you guys a quick trade recap. Got a really good video coming out soon. So stay tuned. Peace out.